So you're big on emotional well-being, right? You're big on emotional well-being. So the first story that you said, where the patient was very positive, the chemotherapy side effects was not that much, is that the same as manifestation than what you talk about? What is manifestation and how should we use it?
See, I think, the world has made manifestation a kind of an airy-fairy subject where people don't believe. But there's science again. If you break it down and understand manifestation the right way, it's as simple as what we believe. So there are 3 steps of manifestation, 3 steps. One is a crystal clear goal of what you want. And doctor, believe me, you walk around and ask most people, they don't know what they want.
What they want in life.
I want this, and then tomorrow I'll want this. The idea is crystal clear, because you want this, it's okay if you're confused, but take some time to know, when it comes to love, what do I really want? Most people will scratch this, I want honesty, I want a partner who will say, no. Beyond that, you'll probably get honesty in that, but you'll be getting a beating every day, domestic abuse and stuff like that. And I was like, have a crystal clear vision. And to know that it's a difficult process. You need to know you. So that comes to that 5th pillar of spirit. How do I operate from my higher self? My higher self or my ego? My ego is, oh, he has a car, I want a car. He's this, she's this. That's the ego. We're operating from the ego. That's a trend. Everyone's doing it. FOMO, I should do it too. Higher self is, what do I truly want?
How do we know?
There's a trend, but when we're connected with ourselves, what makes me happy? What brings me joy? I can go out every Saturday night and create happiness with alcohol, friends, and all of that stuff. Okay, but it's not happiness. It's pleasure. There's nothing wrong with that. But one day, if you don't go out partying, how does your life change? What do you lean towards? Like, let's go back to COVID where people couldn't do this. Now, what did their authentic self move towards? Some people moved into reading. Some built relationships. Some realized this relationship doesn't work out for me. Everything changed. Our higher self is truly what we want. Am I doing the job I really, really want? Am I in a relationship where I can be my true self? And because I can be my true self, I can now complement my partner rather than trying to change them all the time, or my partner change me. So when we're operating from our higher self, okay, manifestation becomes easy. When we're operating from the ego, we're blocking.
So you take just some time to understand yourself. How do we do this?
I think it starts with spending time with yourself.
With myself.
Amidst. Looking around. 10 things in Mumbai can make you happy right now, momentarily. And that's why there's a difference between fulfillment and happiness. Okay? Alcohol may make someone happy, but does it fulfill you? The answer will be no, for everyone. It doesn't fulfill me. What fulfills me? Example, family, a relationship that I can derive from, a job that gives me passion. It's not a job. I want to be there all the time. I want to do this all the time. My health, my vibrations, my own vibrations. Like we know, like the lowest vibrations are complaining, blaming, pulling down one another, jealousy, hatred, anger. Those are the lowest vibrations. And if you notice, these people attract people at that frequency. Automatically, you're never going to attract anyone else. But as you start moving up towards maybe gratitude, which is the highest vibration in life, is gratitude and love. I'm not talking about love for a partner, spouse. No, it could be love for a sibling, a friend, anyone, an animal. That's the highest vibration. Happiness, compliments, genuine compliments, serving one another. These are the highest vibrations. Who do you think you'll attract when you're vibrating? So you see, it's these little things that help us understand ourselves. So that's the first step of manifestation. Crystal clear goal of what you want.
I mean, fitness goals as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Fitness, weight, look, everything.
Okay.
2 is how are you going to feel when it happens, which now I move into an advanced state. Okay. Like when I get that car or when I get that job or when I heal this, I'm going to feel like this. Start feeling that already.
Even before the outcome?
Even before. Even before. It has everything to do with the subconscious mind. And the 3rd is surrender. You don't micromanage it. You don't get up every day and, oh, I did this. No, it's set. The intention is set. Now you're going to feel. Now you start living in that vibration. That, this patient, fine, I've done my best. Okay, I'm treating this patient from a space of love, a space of care. Okay, everything starts to change. And then you surrender. These are the 3 steps of visualization, manifestation. So that when people say positive, be positive all the time. I don't believe that, because that can become very toxic positivity. I mean, someone's got diagnosed with cancer. You can't tell the patient be positive. No, they have to go through denial, shock, anger. When they reach acceptance. Now they're in a state of response and action. But when they're not in acceptance, they're in reaction and no action. It's just emotional. How could this happen? I did this, I ran, I did all of that stuff. But when you're in acceptance, now you respond, okay, I got it. What's next? What do I do? You move into action. So you see, everything starts from the mind. The worst things and the best things start from the mind. People get into a relationship after years of, whatever, and now they're operating from a space of fear. What if she leaves me? What if he leaves me? Instead of being your true self and understanding that that's what got you together, now you're operating from fear. What do you think the relationship is going to be filled with?
Fear.
So, we have to recognize these things. But if I'm addicted to social media telling me how to love someone, how to drink, how to eat, how to parent, how to, we're not operating from our authenticity. Like you have a lot of the Western culture telling Indian parents, don't sleep with your kid at this age, move them into a room, do all of this stuff. Now that may work for you. And you can see what emotional trauma it can create for certain kids when there's abandonment. All kids are not the same.
Right.
But in Indian families, you'll find certain children will sleep with their parents.
Correct.
3, 4, 5. They need it. They need it. Every child is different. And some are very independent. 3, they'll want their own room. They'll move out. They'll sleep. But you see, we can't put ourselves into a box. And that is where lifestyle and medicine has failed. Trying to put people in a box. Everyone sleep for 8 hours. How? Some people can sleep for 6 hours. It's the quality, not the quantity. Everyone go low carb. No. Low carb isn't the magic answer to everything.
Correct.
Okay, high protein isn't. Adequate is what your body type needs. Everyone meditate for 10 minutes. Everyone do this. No, I may meditate for 20 minutes. I may not even meditate. I may take a walk in nature and get the same impact of meditation. But putting people into a box has put blinders on people, not allowing them to use their higher self and consciousness to think that, hey, I don't have to meditate. My relationship is so beautiful right now. I'm happy. Why do I need to meditate right now? Now, if it works for you, do it. But everyone's in a box. This spiritual part, this way of eating, this line. And that's the biggest issue because bio-individuality. We're all different. And see, you have religion, you have spirituality, and you have consciousness. I encourage people to move through all, but reach consciousness. At the end of the day, religion is great, spirituality is great, but it's your consciousness that is going to use the elements of religion and spirituality to bring action. So many people read self-help books or spiritual paths and they'll talk about these things. It's great. But you ask them if they're practicing it.
Probably not.
They're not. So the lack of consciousness.
So I don't practice as well. That's why I wanted to learn more about manifestation. So I always wanted like a flat abs, not six-pack, but a little bit less body fat. So if I have to do morning manifestation, I should think that, okay, 3 months from now, I will get a flat abs.
No, you don't think. You see it.
I see
You see yourself in the mirror with a six-pack. Manifestation requires you to do the work as well. Because everyone would be sitting out there like, I want $1 billion visualizing. We have to do the work. But the best part is that work is now effortless, which means I don't have to drag myself to the gym. Because I've set an intention, I do the work. I look after my diet, I work my core out, but I'm seeing that picture all the time.
And you do that at night or what? Like
anytime. The best time to do it is just before you fall asleep because between sleep and wakefulness and between wakefulness and sleep, your subconscious mind is like a sponge. It's most programmable.
Wow.
Most. So even before you get out of bed, you have to in your case, you'll probably get out of bed, give your thanks, put your hand and say, I can feel that six-pack coming. And then you do the work, but it's not like you're going to be chasing. Oh no, this trainer said this. Let me find a shortcut. Let me take this anabolic steroid. This will help. No, everything will start coming to you. You'll get your perfect truth. That, hey, doctor, you're eating too many carbs. You're eating too much sugar. If you want a six-pack, you need to cut that down. You're training the wrong muscles. You need to train your bigger muscles. You need to do compound moves in the gym. You need to build more muscle. You'll start getting these little signs.
It'll fall in place.
It falls in place. And then the effort becomes not one of resistance that I have to go. Because now you're complaining. Oh, I want a six-pack, but I have to go to the gym. So you see how it breaks? So resistance is our biggest enemy.
Wow. And how long should we do it to become a habit like manifestation?
You just start doing it a little bit every day. It becomes a habit like everything else.
Everything else.
Like brushing your teeth or even the bad habits. Anything that's become a bad habit is because we got good at practicing it. Right? Anything that's going to become good, a great lifestyle is because we got good at practicing that as well. So the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It doesn't know the difference between a truth and a lie. And that's why it's programmable.
Wow.
That's why it's programmed. We have the power to program it with the story we tell it. So if you say, oh, but I saw on Instagram, after the age of 40, men have low testosterone, metabolic. It's impossible. Guess what? You've told your subconscious mind. But if you don't look at that and you look at people who are 50 and 60 and 70 with six-packs, now you say, that post was wrong.
Ah.
It's putting me in a box.
Ah.
I'm not that. I can change.
You said something about thanks in the morning.
Yeah.
Is that the gratitude thing that you talk about?
See, I believe in thanks in advance.
Thanks in advance.
See, there's a beautiful concept of prayer where we can pray every day. I want a better body. I want more money. I mean, I believe once you've prayed with intention, the message has gone to God or the universe. So first is prayer. The second is thanks in advance. So let's say I prayed for great health. Now tomorrow, I'm thankful for great health. Thank you for the great health I'm receiving. Thank you for the great health that's coming my way. Thank you for this beautiful relationship that's going to come into my life. Not every day I want love, I want love, I want love. As you're moving from praying to begging. Now that changes your vibration. It makes you feel more inferior, like I'm all the time begging and stuff. I've prayed, I've put my intention. Now I'm thankful in advance, which is the second step of manifestation. Crystal clear goal and start acting like it's already happening.
Wow.
So, it's just a state of subconscious mind and conscious mind. And that is the magic. That is the science of it. It's not an airy-fairy thing where you have to light 10 candles and do all of these things. I mean, you can if it makes you happy and peaceful, but it's not that.
It's not that.
It is the work that you're doing with your subconscious mind.
And when you talk about gratitude journal, that's different, correct? You at the night, at the end of the day, you thank for something that has happened during the day.
I'd like to talk about that as well, because that's also become a fad.
Yeah.
Everyone has fancy journals, and then you look at their pages. It's a great start. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for my parents. I'm grateful for this. And then after a while, you're not feeling it anymore. So I want to add feeling with gratitude. Like, let's say you had a great cup of coffee this morning. Okay. And at night now, you're doing your gratitude exercise today. I want you to go back to that coffee, put feeling into it. What was so great about it? It's like the smell, the company, that moment, that coffee. Today, everyone is, I love coffee, and they don't even know why they love coffee. Mostly it's because of the cortisol and adrenaline, and you feel good. Very few people would be the bean. Oh, wow. Now, when you feel for that, you're putting feeling and gratitude together. That becomes wholesome gratitude. So if I'm grateful for my family, what are you grateful about? Try to pick up a moment today where your family made you feel so good, or you just realize that I'm so blessed. Like maybe you met someone who doesn't have parents, and you now just feel, I have my parents. You put depth, feeling into that. That is true gratitude. And then you don't really have to just rely on a gratitude journal at night. You start introducing it in your day. You see something that you're grateful for, feel it a little more. Like you're standing out and you have the warm sunshine on your skin. Okay, you'll be thinking, okay, I saw Luke's video, I'm getting vitamin D, I'm getting shortwave, infrared, but now I want you to feel that light and just feel grateful for that light. Just feel it. That's real gratitude.
Wow. So like similar, exactly what you said. Well, I started writing it. I said, okay, thank you for my son being in my life, right? And the next day, okay, thank you for this patient that I cured and everything. But after like 2 or 3 weeks, it just became
monotonous. So put feeling. So when you say, thank you for my son, what is it about your son that made you feel so good? And feel that feeling. When you cured your patient, how did you feel? I want you to remember that feeling and feel it again.
But that's a work. I mean, you need to put effort into it.
Once you practice it, it becomes normal. Then you start to live with an appreciative mindset. Today, appreciation by most people are, hey, you're looking good. Hey, this is fine, that is fine, and stuff like that. But you really look at a person and say, I really love your dress. Because you're seeing beauty in it. You start training the mind to find real. Otherwise, you become like society. Go to a party, oh, you lost weight. Oh, you're looking good. Oh, you're looking that. And behind that, I say, this guy's put on weight. And you know what I mean? We become so used to fake society. And that's why you're further connected. That's why there's unfulfillment in society. Because people just say, everyone goes, I love you, I love you, I love you. But there's no feeling in it. You're just distancing yourself. And in your mind, you're creating a meaning of love in your subconscious mind as being very loosely used. You don't go around throwing these words without feeling
it.
So it's not a lot of work, doctor. I want you to try that today where, again, if it's your son, think of something that warms your heart about your son. You've done it. And the beauty is then you don't have to do it over and over again.
Wow.
You don't have to do it over and over again. So people start living in a state of gratitude.
So are you in a state of gratitude now?
I think mostly yes, because that brings me calm. And I'm not the kind of person who can sit with a journal and write at night.
But did you start from there?
No, I started from there. Yes, I started from there, and then I realized, like you, this is monotonous.
Yeah,
it's not fulfilling me. But when I can really, like, I feel something, and I may just send a message to you, like, I met you today, and I really felt this. I've expressed gratitude. I felt it. I don't have to write it 10 times in my journal now.
I'm telling you,
It's done. It's complete, the cycle.
Wow. If everybody does this, I think the world will be a better place.
I think everyone can start off with that because there's a lot of fakeness in our world today. And that's why there's hatred, right? Most people are not themselves. When you're not yourself, the residual emotion is going to be hatred. It is going to be anger. But when we're our higher self, authentic, and it's difficult. Don't get me wrong. There'll be times I'll be angry. There'll be times that I'll realize that I'm being ungrateful. I am being ungrateful. Example, Mumbai traffic. I can be very ungrateful for that. But at the same time, the city works. It works. Everything is. So I have to look beyond that. So we all have that instant. That's why we need to keep practicing it. It can never be perfect. I can have a patient with attitude that disgusts me about them. And I'm like, I don't like patients like this. But then I have to remember the other two patients who are so grateful for their life change and focus all my energy on that. So we go through these ups and downs, and I think that's the beauty of life. We can never be perfect. We can never be perfect. But practicing a little bit, we start reaching stages of evolution.
You talk about the energy. So you, based on experience, you can figure out your negative energy, positive energy, and channelizing the positive energy to the place where you want.
With vibrations. The moment you start feeling like, you're complaining, you're finding fault, negative, taking it out on your team, the first thing, go to your thought, what are you thinking? And then you'll find it. It was one bad experience with the previous patient or something that brought up a past thing. It is the thought that is creating that vibration. Now, instead of going and trying to change everyone around me, can I change my thought? Can I move my thought? Why should I make everyone's life miserable because I had 5 bad patients today? What about everything else that's going well? So this is mindfulness really. Yeah. It all comes down to us being aware, because we're allowed to make mistakes. We're not going to be perfect.
But we are so busy that we don't take time to be aware.
That's why we practice mindfulness every day.